Hi everyone, and thanks for watching CS Academy Worldwide. This is Sabihuddin, and now I have brought to you the solution for pre-release for October-November 2017, component code 0478. Now this time you can see the paper becomes quite lengthy and technical, where the students are asked to give different type of information, and they are going to give the solution for task 1, where they have to calculate for workout maximum income. Right now the company demands them to use different thinking approaches to do this task. Task 1, basically a small airfield operates a flying club where people can take a short flight to see if they would like flying lessons. The owner of the airfield has asked you to write a program to organize the flight bookings. The airfield program to organize the flight bookings. The airfield operates 3 different planes and offers either a 30-minute or a 60-minute flight respectively. So now you can see that they have given you some data which is based on the length of flight, 2-seater, 3-seater, 4-seater and historic plane, and with the 30 minutes flight length and with the 60-minute flight length. So for 30-minute flight length, they are going to give you 2-seater, 4-seater and historic plane. The cost for 2-seater 30-minute flight costs you $100, 4-seater costs you $120 and historic plane costs you $300, and 60 minutes flight will cost you for 2-seater $150, for 4-seater will cost you $200, and for historic plane will cost you $500. So now you can see that different figures have been fixed. So now after each flight, 30 minutes must be allowed for refueling and safety checks before the next flight can take off. All planes offer both 30 minutes and 60 minutes flights, but for the purpose of this activity they will not be mixed on a given day. Example, the 2-seater will offer 30 minutes flight only one day and the 60-minute flights only on another day. Assume that the flights take place between 8 AM till 18 PM. Write a program that will work out the maximum income that can be generated by each plane in a day for each type of flights. So now moving on to the next slide, that will show you that the required description is that you have to input the type of plane, you have to input the length of flight, then you have to calculate the maximum number of flights in a day, and the last option is output the total possible income per day for the choice of plane and length of the flight. So now moving on to the solution. So you see that the number of variables have been declared differently. Integer variables, I have used this variable. Here different variables can be used differently. So this is the type of integer where I am going to input length in length of flight in one word variable. Integer departure of flight, I have put underbar and underbar, or you can say that underscore, which are used to separate words and show you the space in between the words or a collection of words, so they don't look with the space, they are joined characters, or they seem to be with a single word. This underbar does not mean that this is a character. This is used just to show that the space in between the characters or words. So this is used, but this is joining the continuing of letters. String type of plane, again type of plane, I am going to use this type of plane as one word. Integer total 1, total 2, total 3. Total 1 will be used for 2-seater, total 2 will be used for 4-seater, and total 3 will be used for historic plane. Right now integer flight count, you are going to count total number of flights for each type. That means for 2-seater D1, for 4-seater D2, and for historic plane D3. Now integer maximum flights in a day for 30 minutes. This is the maximum flight in a day, that where you are going to sum up all these flights D1, D2 and D3. Now in the next variable, that is integer total income in a day for 30 minutes. Here you are going to calculate total 1, total 2 and total 3. Right, integer flight count, you are going to count 60-minute flight T1, T2 and T3 for 3 different types of flights for 60 minutes. Right, so this way you can see that the number of flights for each plane for 60 minutes will be counted here in T1 for 2-seater plane, 2-seater plane, this T2 for 4-seater, and this T3 for historic plane. Right, so this way you can see that how does this work. Okay, for 3 types of flights for 60 minutes. Now integer maximum flights in a day for 60 minutes is equals to 0. So maximum flights in a day for 60 minutes equals to 0 means total number of flights for 60 minutes T1, you count T1 plus T2 and plus T3 respectively, right? And the last here of this slide, total income in a day for 60 minutes, that is you are going to calculate total income, like the variables coming ahead. You can see integer total 60 minute income, that is total 60 minute 1, total 60 minute 2 and total 60 minute 3. That means these are the totals for calculating amount for 60 minute flight. Integer amount 60 minute 1, that means for flight number 1, that is 2 seater for 60 minute, and this is flight number 2, that is 4 seater, and you can see this is the flight for historic plane. And again this is the different type of variable. You can see this is a flight type and type string appears here. Flight type, you can see this is a flight type which I have used for 11 different elements in one dimensional array to store the number of flights with availability and unavailability. Now integer time is used to input time here from 8 AM to 18 PM. This is the duration of flight. Integer amount total seater, amount 2 seater 30 minutes, that means total amount for 2 seater, total amount for 4 seater, and total amount for historic plane 30 minutes flight. You can see this is 30 minutes, 30 is identifying this is 30 minute flight. And integer total amount 2 60 minutes, this is identifying 60 minute flight total for 2 seater. This is the 4 seater for 60 minutes, and this is the historic plane for 60 minutes, right? Integer total income in a day for 30 minutes. Total income in a day for 30 minutes means you are going to calculate all these variables, or you are adding these variables into this total income in a day for 30 minutes. That means all these variables above here, and then you are going to calculate total number of flights for each plane. Total number of flights for each plane, T3 as 3 identifies 30 minutes, right? This is 2 seater, this is 4 seater, and this is historic plane. And S I have put additionally because 6S2 I cannot put because variable names do not start with numbers or special letters, right? So that is why S is put over there. This is a 60 minute flight 2 seater, 2 identifies for 2, and 60 minute flights for 4 seater, and this is a 60 minute flight for historic plane. Integer variable flights, available flights, that means TH1 and TH3. When we will remove or restore the elements in array, when the flight is used, it should be removed from the array. So to give you the concept about this thing that the flights are available or not available, once the flight is used it will be removed from the array, but I have shown you the concept that where you can drive the concept for your later use. Integer not available flights TH2 and TH4. So now keep watching, we will be moving on to the solution. So now see this. Now I am using while true because the program state is true until it is done for the whole day. And here you can see the two variables are input, length of flight and time departure. I have tested this time departure. If less than 8 or time will be greater than 18, it could have been greater than 8 or less than equals to 18 will do the same work. But here less than 8 means it should not be 7, it should not be 1, it should be directly 8 or greater than 18. That means it not 18, right? In between 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, or if I put equals to, that means 8 will be avoided. So I want to count 8, that is why 8, and as the time is written in the description, you will see that 8 is required. So print invalid time, this is the default message. Default message, right? Re-input, again you are re-inputting, directing the flow to re-input the departure time. Moving on to the next slide, that here if length of flight is 30, that means not less than 30, not greater than 30, should be equal to 30. So if this case appears, input enter type of plane is here. You are just passing the parameter 2-seater and it is verifying that yes, if it is 2-seater then these operations will be done. Print this flight can be valid only for day 1 with $100. Input enter flight amount to amount number 1. Here I have already explained you that total 1 will be used for 2-seater 30 minutes. Total 1 equals to total 1 plus amount 1. How does this calculate? see a equals to, if a equals to a plus 1, so every time a is 1, that means 1 equals to 1 plus 1. This one is going to assign a and this a is going to assign this a, so this a's value equals to 1, right? So now next time when this counts, the loop starts or it starts counting, so next time this is, next time this 1 is here, 1 plus 1 equals to 2, 2 equals to 2 plus 1 equals to 3, 3 equals to 3 plus 1 equals to 4, 4 equals to 4 plus 1 equals to 5, equals to 5 plus 1 equals to 6, and so on. See, these all are a, this is a, this is a, this is a, this is also a, all these are a's, and this is the a also, you can see. And the new value, this is the new value every time whenever a will count towards next increment. So this will work this way, and you can see the d equals to d plus 1, that also means that the same work is going on. Else if type of plane equals to 4, again you can see the parameter is 4. If this is not equals to this, then this statement will not work. Ultimately you can see the default message is here. This is the default message, the invalid type of plane. If you wrote 3-seater plane, so 3-seater plane is not defined here, so ultimately you will see this default message. You can see you are collecting $120, $300 in 3 cases. Now this length of 30 is over here. Moving on to the next slide, that is the total, the maximum flights in a day. You can see D1 2-seater, D2 4-seater, and D3 historic planes. Total income in a day 30 minutes, total 1 2-seater, total 2 4-seater, right? Total 2 4-seater and total 3 is HP, right? So you can see this is going to be here, this is a 4-seater, right? So now moving on to next slide, continue on page number 4, that is about the length of 60-minute flight. So input, the same procedure goes here. You can see input, enter the type of plane. Again the parameters are 2-seater. In this condition, because you are focusing 60 minutes, so in this condition this function will go the same way, but you are collecting different amounts, $150. Input, enter flight amount to amount 60 minutes. Total 60-minute amount equals to total 60-minute 1 plus amount 60-minute 1. That means the new amount, again working as a equals to a plus 1, right? And t equals to t plus 1 means the total of flight 2-seater, right? How many trips it has done. Else if case, type plane 4-seater, right? So you can see that it is a 4-seater. It's a 4-seater plane, right? Print, this is a regular flight of 60 minutes with $200. Input, enter flight amount to amount 60 minutes 2. That means second variable of 4-seater, and total 60 minute 2, total 60 minute 2 plus amount 60 minutes 2. Now this is the counter for total number of flights. This is the counter, total flights, total flights. See the last statement of the whole procedure. Else if type of historic plane, again the same thing is, you can see the amount is different, variable is different, minimum 3 minutes 30. This is not 30 minutes, this is 60 minutes. 60 minutes to, you can see print, this is a regular flight of 60 minutes. This is the message appears, so that you cannot decide with this that you are working in 30-minute mode or you are working in 60-minute mode. So 60-minute allows you and shows you and identifies you that you are working in 60-minute mode, right? Total 60-minute 3, total 60-minute 3 plus amount 60-minute 3. T3 equals to T3 plus 1. This is the total number of count for historic plane. Else case, by default what will happen if none of these planes are there? Invalid type of planes will appear. This is a default message, default message, right? and if this sub conditional statement has come to an end, and now you're again calculating for total maximum calculation for the total number of flights T1, T2, T3 for 60 minutes, right? And then total income in a day for 60 minutes, total 60 minute 1 2-seater, total 2-seater amount, total 4-seater amount, and total historic amount, right? So you're summing them together. And then else case, if none of the less than 30-minute flight or greater than 30 minute none of 30 equals to 30-minute flights or equals to 60-minute flight, the default message will appear that it does not match with the flight length. It should be 30, or it should be 30 and 60. If not 30, not 60, then this default message will appear. See, and this is the end for the first. There you are testing that if the length of flight is 30, and else if the length is equals to 60. So now this way you have seen that the task 1 is almost finished, and you can see that this way you have calculated the task, and these steps will help you solve your question paper of CIE, right? So there you will know how to declare variables and what is the importance of data types, and how to declare arrays, and how to evaluate the questions. So this is a lengthy program, but this teaches you a lot. So I hope that you would like this, and I hope that we will meet in the next video in task 2. So continue for task 2. Till that time, thanks for watching.